Alright, what's good, HawkSquad? This is your man's HawkSquad back into it. Welcome back to another day of HawkBanger Reacts. Hope you had a great weekend so far. So today I have two back-to-back HawkBanger recaps. I missed out on last week, so I'm gonna get straight into them. So the first HawkBanger recap we're gonna check out is Jutsu's Finding Nemo recap, and his recap title is called Finding Nemo Explained by a Black Man. So yes, it's one of his Explained by a Black Man titles. I love that. But yes, Finding Nemo, I mean, holy crap, man. I had to be either 5 or 6 years old when it first came out in theaters. Absolutely freaking loved it. It became one of my favorite movies of all time, at least top 10 favorite animated movies for sure. And that was back then peak Pixar, absolute peak. I mean, Pixar was on a freaking roll with, you know, every single movie they had ever since Toy Story. They had that, Bugs Life, which honestly for me, I think of Bugs Life is the most underrated Pixar movie ever. Then had Toy Story 2, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles. I mean, man, what an absolute run they had, man. Extremely amazing run back, you know, back in 2000, especially that. So yeah, overall, I'm ready to see what Jutsu's got his explanation for Finding Nemo. So without further ado, we're going to check out Jutsu's Finding Nemo recap right here, right now. Let's check it out.
It's about damn time.
Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, get it, get it, get it, get it.
Today's video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN.
Nice.
Yes, sir. It's time for some more peak.
Yes.
Finding Nemo. So the movie starts, and we got Marlin here crashing out trying to defend his shorty. And see anemone home, anemone, however you say it. These two must have been getting it in too, because we see they have a buttload of baby eggs in this cave. That's right out in the open, by the way. Bro, Marlin was being all cocky because he found the perfect home. But when that first natural predator pulled up, they knew they were cooked. Bro is not here to freak around.
Nope.
Because somebody finna die today.
Yeah.
Bro was like, quote, don't move. He doesn't see the kids. But
this was absolutely heartbreaking. When I first saw this absolutely was heartbreaking, man.
She wasn't hearing none of that, swimming straight down towards the eggs. Marlin tried to help, but got quickly dispatched right into a hibernation slumber. Bro woke up from that wet dream with no wife and only one baby egg surviving that slaughter. He names the lone survivor Nemo. So fast forward a couple years, or maybe a couple weeks. I don't know how fish time works, but Nemo is in here being a bad little kid, hyped up for school. So these two chop it up, they head off for Nemo's first day of school. But they get to the spot, and we see this lame old nigga right here. Steve Irwin's son gonna get his get back one of these days. Marlin tells the teacher, hey cuz, watch out for little man. He a little special. Know what I mean? The kids take off, and Marlin is on the brink of exploding. Bro so nervous for Nemo's first day, as he should be though. Getting your wife and all 399 of your other kids slaughtered in one night will have anyone being a little overprotective.
Right.
Nemo and the kids go on a whole coral reef adventure, but end up at this place called the Drop-Off for their class lesson. Nemo sneaks up with his friends, and they dare each other to see who will go closer to the boat. But Marlin comes in right before some rascal activity took place. After he embarrasses Nemo in front of all his friends, bro chose rebellion and swam right out to touch the boat. They all look back flabbergasted. He touches the boat to prove a point, but I hope it was worth it, because Pops was right. The drop-off is not for the weak. While swimming back, a human came up right behind bro, snatching him up. And as a fish, I know this has to be one of the most horrifying experiences to go through. The human had backup too. Hit Marlin with that flashbang. Now he dazed. Bro seeing in portrait mode right now. The divers ride off with Nemo off into the sunset while Marlin is trying to catch up, but he is too small. After a mini meltdown, bro meets a fish named Dory who claims she's seen where the boat went. So they swim off, and mid-swim,
Ellen DeGeneres, by the way, voices her if you already know.
Dory turns around to press Marlin, and we find out Dory is a dementia fish victim. She can't recall anything besides her name, but right when Marlin was finna get gone, they run into a great white shark named Bruce.
Oh, Albert Brooks voices Marlin enough, I believe so.
Bro over here grinning from gill to gill with the default villain smile. After pressing them, Bruce takes them to this abandoned submarine, and the other sharks are just down here waiting. But turns out, these fools are some rehabbing flesh eaters, over here having a therapy session about not eating other fish. Everybody,
fish are friends, not food.
He speaks their mind, and it gets to Marlin, and he tells his whole story. Got the sharks feeling all bad and stuff. Marlin swims away to try and read what's on the goggles from that diver that boat ganked Nemo. While arguing with Dory, Marlin ended up making her nose bleed. And guess where the blood went? If you guessed, into the nose of the newly sobered, bloodlusted shark. You're correct. Bruce hit that booger sugar and started tweaking. Oh,
yeah.
It's that tight blood
smell.
Shit.
The other sharks had to hold him back from grubbing on Marlin and Dory. He chased them through the whole submarine. And if this is what you call thinking with your head, I don't want to do it. And look at the "Here's Johnny" reference. Even though I couldn't put two and two together until I got a bit older and actually watched The Shining, but that's cool. These two escape into the missile launcher, but all that tweaking gonna turn them into fish casserole. Bruce launched that missile hitting one of the sea mines. And let me pause here. Why the freak are there active sea mines just chilling in the middle of the ocean?
I was thinking that. I said, well, how did so many active mines out of nowhere?
Back with our guy Nemo, he just got dumped into this tank. We get introduced to these weirdos of the family dental fish tank, and they telling him real game. They like, bro, you're cooked. You will never see your dad again. Meanwhile, a Joker in a dental chair is getting tarnished. Like no funny gas, no anesthesia, just straight pain. And this movie is full of randomness, cause a freaking pelican came flying, knocking first dead into the window. Aye, Mike, who is this ugly fella? But the dentist kicks bro out and introduces Nemo to his first Grim Reaper. Got Nemo panicking. Then this fool Gil came out the skull all ominous and jumped. Hey runt, be a real nigga and get out the tube. After that pep talk, Nemo wriggled his way straight out the tube. Now Nemo is one of the new recruits to the group. Meanwhile,
I believe Willem Dafoe voiced Gil. I think he did.
Marlin over here just sleeping in the diver's goggles. But the submarine ends up falling off the cliff straight towards Marlin and Dory. And they lose the goggles. But Dory tries to cheer bro up with that infamous jingle. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. She led bro down to the depths to look for the goggles. They go down a bit deeper, and it is pure darkness.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Somebody got me! I'm sorry. Who's that?
And then a light appeared and was moving towards them. Once it got close enough to see, they start playing with it just to find a pair of anglerfish jaws foaming at the mouth behind them. So they swim off trying to escape and find the goggles. Then juke the anglerfish out his gills. Got him looking back like that fish off SpongeBob. Marlin tells Dory to read what the goggles say while he buys some time. It ends up reading P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney, which is the address to where to find Nemo. I'm guessing Sydney has to be Australia, right? It switches back to the little guy, and the tank is having some kind of ritual. Nemo woke up to this sea roach talking about, "Follow me." They swim to the ritual grounds, and the others are in full character. Wah hee wah hee wah ho ho ho. Like, bro, what am I watching? Nemo swims up to the top, and Gil comes out the bubbles like, "State your name, youngin." Nemo? Then Bloke comes up to initiate bro into the bonds of tankhood. But first Nemo has to swim through these very non-lethal bubbles. And this scene is like a fever dream. Cause what the heck is going on? Got fools chanting in the background. This little shrimp down here tweaking out his mind. But bro was on timing. Nemo swam right through the bubbles. No problem. His new nickname is Sharkbait. Now the new mission is to escape the tank to get back to the ocean life. Gil gives the rundown on this elaborate Mission Impossible scheme.
Shark bite, hoo-ha-ha.
But first, Nemo has to do some training. Now that Marlin and Dory have the address to find Nemo, all they have to do now is actually find out how to get there. So they ask this group of fish, but they not hearing none of it and swim off. Marlin tries to ditch Dory and gaslit her into a tearjerker. The fish group came back and tried to defend her. These fish can apparently harmonize, turning themselves into three-dimensional symbols. So they ask them a bunch of questions trying to get the directions to Australia. The fish end up pointing them in the right direction. Literally. And they have to swim through this scary looking trench. But instead of swimming through like they were supposed to, Marlin talks Dory into swimming up, running into a horde of stinging jellyfish. And only Marlin can bear the stings because of that freaky old relationship he has with them sea anemones. So as they're swimming through, Dory is getting tagged left and right by these jellyfish. Marlin turned around to see Dory laid out, slumped, but like a good fishy, he saves her from near death and they both pass out. Across the ocean, we see Gil preparing Nemo on how to stop the tank filter for their master plan. So apparently, he has to jam a pebble into this rotator to stop the filter. But during the practice session, Nemo ended up getting stuck and almost turned into an entree on Chopped. But they saved bro and abandoned the plan because it's too risky. So Marlin wakes up on the back of a sea turtle named Crush. And bro is taking him and Dory to Australia by this ocean highway or sea current thingamajig. This mug is like a sea roller coaster maneuvering through the sea. Marlin went to go see Dory and she's down here playing with the baby sea turtles. Look at Lil Crush Jr. His name is Squirt and he's just like his dad. Look at him. But Crush gives Marlin some great dad advice and now he is also getting to know the turtles. Marlin gives everyone the rundown on how Nemo got lost and they all locked in. And bro had to be capping happened mid-story because it ended up being a hit around the seafloor. The story on how Nemo got lost is making its way around the Pacific. They got the animals all on the lookout for little bro. Back with our pelican friend here chilling on a rock, he overheard his guys talking about Nemo and was like, Nemo? I know an ugly little fella named Nemo. Yeah, mate. That Nemo buggers died. He's heading to the harbor. It switches back to the tank and everyone is over here sulking. The pelican flew back to tell bro that his dad is looking for him, glazing his dad up with that story. Like he defeated the sharks and stuff. We all know that's a bunch of bull, but at least Nemo is happy to hear about his dad. So he decides to initiate plan Clog the Filter. Bro went straight through that whole operation with the quickness. Now all they have to do is dirty up the tank. The turtles drop Marlin and Dory off and now it's off to Sydney. But like always, they end up getting lost again. They see that little snack that smiles back off in the distance, and Dory tries to call bro over to talk. We find out that it's actually a whale. So Dory starts speaking fluent humpback. All that whale talk must have had bro heated, because he swam over to see what was up. Back at the dentist's office, we see that the tank is a freaking pigsty, and the fishes are just waiting for the right time to escape. Gil telling Nemo it's only a matter of time before he sees his pops again. And only one of the fish in the tank realizes the reality of this situation. These fools made this elaborate plan just to be swimming in their own poop for a week. Bro opened up the tank and scheduled a cleaning. Meanwhile, Marlin and Dory are floating in the throat of a huge whale, and Marlin really thinks he has the strength to break out of bro's jaws. I hate to break it to you, buddy, but y'all are cooked. Then we get another cheer up scene between Dory and Marlin. She starts speaking that humpback jibber jabber again, and the whale took her words as a threat and started digesting them. So it throws them to the back of his throat and shoots them out his blowhole. Turns out, Dory can actually speak well. Bro is just giving them a free Uber black ride to Sydney. Now that they're at the harbor, it's now time for Nemo to escape the tank. But they wake up to a foiled plan because the doctor cleaned the tank with this new filter. Nemo ends up getting scooped by the doctor and bagged for his little niece Darla, who is a fish's worst nightmare. Back with Marlin and Dory, we see that they have their own problem. Got natural predators lurking around every corner. After fighting for their lives versus this pelican, they get introduced to the pelican that knows Nemo, but they wasn't trying to hear none of bro's foolery. Right as they was finna escape, that white dookie hit the ground, stunning everyone. Then the real crash outs of the movie appeared. I remember seeing this scene as a kid and laughing my butt off because these seagulls tried to eviscerate.
It's still hilarious to this day. It's still hilarious, man.
Anything that they could get their beak on. I might. Don't move. On 3. Hop in me mouth and we getting gone. And how has Dory and Marlin lived for this long out of water? Doesn't like a couple minutes of non-oxygenated blood in the body turn you into a vegetable? But the pelican said Nemo and Marlin started spazzing. Got the seagulls going crazy. They got Dory over here spread eagle. But the pelican saves them and off they went to see Nemo. And Darla is already up to no good, tapping on the tank, and we find out that she's a biter too. This one of them kids that'll make you not like kids. Nemo did pull off the high IQ move though, playing dead so he could get flushed away into the ocean. But Nemo's plan backfired though, cause dude is just gonna throw him away in the trash can. So Marlin got that pelican to crash out in the office. Bro right here is in the waiting room, jaws dropped. Marlin sees Nemo and thinks he's dead. But before Nemo realizes it, the doctor had already pushed him out the window. It's just total chaos in this dentist room. Nemo ends up falling down the sink drain and into the sewer. So the pelican drops Marlin and Dory off into the ocean, and they all sad, cause looks like Nemo is no longer with us. So they swam off and went their separate ways. But back at the sewer pipe, we see Nemo pops out and calls for his pops. He spots Dory up at the top and swims up to question her. Bro introduced himself as Nemo, and this blue bag of fish nuggets said, that's a cool name. Like, girl, are you that dementiaed out? You've been scouring the ocean for days trying to find this little fool Nemo. They swim off to ask around about Marlin, and the crabs give them all the info they needed. After Dory freaking held bro's life in her fins, they make it to bro, and Nemo gets the biggest hug of his life. But good things never last. This fishing boat hauled up the net catching Dory. Nemo knew how to save the day though, and we see Marlin get some character development, letting Nemo save the day. They tell all the fish to swim down to break the ship's net. After a couple just keep swimming chants, the fish escape and scatter away from the fishermen. So everyone regroups and now are all back together. Even Dory has joined the family. Back at the coral reef, we see life is better than ever. Moral of the story is, don't swim away to inconspicuous boats in the middle of the ocean
Right.
when your dad tells you not to. Or next time, we're going to be watching a movie about finding you. This movie is a certified banger though.
Yeah,
Hey,
absolutely.
JMF, thanks for the support. Let's keep growing together. Like, comment, subscribe, and go and bow them heads. Dear Lord Jesus, thank you for the abundance of blessings you give us on a daily basis.
Yes.
We don't deserve any of it, but your grace and mercy is so eternal.
Yes.
So we thank you, dear Lord. We ask that you just move our hearts closer to you, dear Lord. Your love is what we need most in these times.
Yes.
So we ask that you give us the discipline to follow you even
Yes.
when we don't want to.
Yes.
We, your children, need you, dear Lord.
Yes.
Thank you. Amen.
Amen.
See.
All right, Jutsu. Dirty recap, man. Dirty recap. But yeah, man. Finding Nemo is an absolute certified banger, man. I mean, it feels crazy. This came out 2003, and still to this day holds up as one of the greatest anime movies ever, man. That was absolutely peak Pixar back when it came out, man. I absolutely, man. I really wish Finding Dory was the same level as Finding Nemo. Even though Finding Dory was pretty great, but was as level as Finding Nemo. To me, it was. Yeah, man. Overall, let me recap, Jutsu. Keep up great with these, man. So, HawkSquad, that is my conclusion of my HawkBanger recap reacts to Jutsu's Finding Nemo recap. So, George, please smash the like button. Comment, share your thoughts. How old was you when you saw Finding Nemo? How many times you seen Finding Nemo? And how would you rank it from top 3 or 5 or 10 Pixar movie-wise? So, overall, that recap, Jutsu, keep up great with these. Shout out to you, man. So, HawkSquad, please stay tuned because I have another HawkBanger recap that I missed out on last week, and it is Cool 109's regular show recap. So, HawkSquad, please watch out for that one.